Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Hockey on the Spot with Brandon Barrenfeld. I'm Brandon Barrenfeld. Thank you for joining me. This is episode 69 of Hockey on the Spot. Giggity. That's right. Anyway, some more serious matters. Only 3 games last night, so let's get through this real quick, because then there are a couple of updates to go over as well. Starting with the Chicago Blackhawks and the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis. Big win for the St. Louis Blues, who remain undefeated now, defeating the former Stanley Cup champions, the defending Stanley Cup champions, by a final score of 3-2. St. Louis goals being scored by Vladimir Tarasenko, assisted by Patrick Berglund. Then the captain, David Backes, would score on the power play, assisted by Alex Pietrangelo and TJ Oshie. And then very, very late in the third period, with just 22 seconds to go in the game, Alexander Steen scores the game-winning goal, his third of the year, assisted by Alex Pietrangelo and Jay Bouwmeester. Yaroslav Halak would get the starting goal, and he remains perfect. 26 saves and 28 shots, a .929 save percentage, and the first star of the game as well. He was absolutely brilliant. For the Chicago Blackhawks, both of their goals came on the power play. First one being scored by Patrick Kane, assisted by Patrick Sharp and Jonathan Toews. And then Jonathan Toews would get his first of the year, the captain of the Hawks, assisted by Patrick Kane and Patrick Sharp. Corey Crawford would get the start in goal. He was actually really good, but not good enough to get the win. 31 saves and 34 shots, a .912 save percentage. And so the Chicago Blackhawks suffer their first regulation loss of the year, and this time it did not take 25 games for it to happen. It only took 2 or 3. But congrats to the St. Louis Blues. Next, we have the Montreal Canadiens and the Calgary Flames in Calgary. The Calgary Flames have been surprisingly decent so far this season, and they get the big win by a final score of 3-2. Calgary Flames started the game with a 3-0 lead before Montreal would make a push. They would not be able to push enough, however, to tie the game. Calgary Flames goals scored by Sean Monahan, who continues to be hot, assisted by Lee Stempniak. Then Sven Baertschi would get his first goal of the season, assisted by Sean Monahan. And then Curtis Glencross would score a power play goal for the game winner, assisted by Dennis Weidman and Yuri Hudler. Joey McDonald has been the surprising starter for the Calgary Flames when Kari Ramo was expected to, and he has been brilliant so far. 33 saves and 35 shots, a .943 save percentage. He is by far having his best NHL season, and which no one expected to happen. For the Montreal Canadiens, their goals coming from P.K. Subban, his first of the year, on the power play, assisted by Max Pacioretty and Andrei Markov. And then Lars Eller would get up on the board, assisted by Alex Galchenyuk and P.K. Subban. Carey Price, of course, would get the start and goal, making 22 saves and 25 shots and .880 save percentage. Big win for the Calgary Flames. Congratulations to them. And last but not least, we have the Ottawa Senators and the Los Angeles Kings. The Ottawa Senators starting their California road trip. Big win for the Los Angeles Kings, 4-3 in overtime. The LA Kings did have a 3-0 lead in the game, but Ottawa pushed back to tie the game before they won it in overtime. Jeff Carter and Dustin Brown, respectively, would have 2-goal performances. But huge games for the two of them. However, Jeff Carter would also add an assist to the game. So he definitely had the most points in the game of any player. However, it would be Dustin Brown earning the first star honors because of 6 shots on goal. Jeff Carter would be the third star, and Bobby Ryan of the Ottawa Senators would be the second star. Let's go over the scoring summary. Dustin Brown would get his first goal of the year to kick things off unassisted. Then Jeff Carter would score a power play goal, assisted by Mike Richards. Then Dustin Brown would score a power play goal, his second of the game, assisted by Jeff Carter and Anze Kopitar. And then after Ottawa pushed back, just 28 seconds into overtime, Jeff Carter would score his second goal of the game and second power play goal of the game, assisted by Mike Richards and Anze Kopitar. Jonathan Quick would get the starting goal, getting his second win of the year, 22 saves and 25 shots, and 880 save percentage. So he was solid. For the Ottawa Senators, again, they pushed back. Goals scored by three guys who all were getting their first goals of the season. Ottawa Senators also without Jason Spezza for last night's game. He was out with a little injury. He was out with a minor injury, unfortunately, a groin injury. Hopefully, he won't be out for the season, for most of the season. But the Ottawa Senators fared pretty well. Their goals coming from Jean-Gabriel Pageau getting his first of the year. He was their star in the playoffs last year, assisted by Eric Condra and Joe Corvo. Then after that, Bobby Ryan would score a power play goal assisted by Eric Carlson and Chris Phillips. Bobby Ryan, the big acquisition for the Ottawa Senators, would get his first goal of the season and his first in an Ottawa Senators uniform. Then to tie the game, his line mate Milan Michalek would be the one to tie the game, assisted by Joe Corvo and Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan's second assist of the year. He adds an assist to the game and is the game's second star, as I said. Craig Anderson would get the starting goal, making 28 saves on 32 shots and 875 save percentage. So he was solid, but not good enough to get the win. So congratulations to the Los Angeles Kings for their second win of the season. Other NHL news, the Florida Panthers have recalled goaltender Scott Clemmensen from the San Antonio Rampage of the American Hockey League and have reassigned forward Drew Shore to San Antonio. A couple of players have been activated off of IR, Cal Clutterbuck of the New York Islanders and Jordan Tootoo of the Detroit Red Wings. Jordan Tootoo is a player they've been trying to trade, so they're happy to have him off of IR. And for Cal Clutterbuck, the big acquisition by the New York Islanders this offseason from the Minnesota Wild, he'll add grit to their lineup, and they're going to be really happy to have him back. They really will. Jimmy Howard will be supporting breast cancer awareness, wearing a pink glove and blocker, but who knows if he'll have the time to break the pads. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is coming up, or is this month, so good job for Jimmy Howard supporting it. New York Islanders forward Franz Nielsen has been fined $5,000 for slashing Phoenix Coyotes forward Martin Hanzal last night during the third period. Buffalo Sabres forward Mikhail Grigorenko could find himself as a healthy scratch tonight for tonight's action against the Columbus Blue Jackets. He has not scored a point, I don't believe, or it has not been living up to expectations lately. Toronto Maple Leafs forward Joffrey Lupul could miss tonight's game against the Nashville Predators due to a bruised knee during a collision last night, a couple nights ago, with Colorado Avalanche forward P.A. Parenteau. San Jose Sharks defenseman Brad Stewart has been suspended for 3 games for his hit on New York Rangers forward Rick Nash. Well-deserved suspension. He definitely deserves it for what he did. That was a very dirty play. Montreal Canadiens forward George Parros is almost symptom-free. He may be back sooner than expected after a freak accident during a fight with Toronto Maple Leafs heavyweight Colton Orr. That's good. The Montreal Canadiens have missed his physicality, and he's going to be a very important piece for this team. He really will. He really, really will. And then last but not least, former Winnipeg Jets forward Kyle Wellwood, who signed with Evie Zug of the Swiss League this offseason, has announced his retirement today, about an hour ago. That's a big shame. I always thought he was a skilled player, and I think the NHL is going to miss a good, solid depth player, and so will the Swiss League. And that is it for this episode. That'll do it for episode 69. Giggity, of Hockey on the Spot with Brandon Barenfeld. This has been Hockey on the Spot with Brandon Barenfeld. I'm Brandon Barenfeld. See you all again tomorrow. Thank you, and have a great day.